Ahoy, me hearties. Mate Markham here once again to tell you a tale and to bring you a song to go with it this time. Now, we sky pirates can be a right territorial bunch. Clashes between crews happening most often when we find ourselves applying similar skies for the ephemera. As such, sometimes it does accrue good to weigh anchor for a fresh strata to seek out the stuff. So some years ago, the Roving Corsairs decided to see what was lying far west of the map we had, and we came to a large town called Vorgoto. Now, at first it seemed like it had everything that we needed. It had mages to purchase our stuff that we captured, our wares, supplies, and foodstuffs. Something seemed amiss, but we couldn't quite place it at first. Nevertheless, we decided to carry on with our account with our eyes well peeled. What it turned out to be is that Vorgoto had itself a nasty little plague. It was one of those that you couldn't see in someone's face like a pox, and it struck you to bed if it got bad enough, so you rarely saw the folks who had it walking around. But the thing spread fast if you weren't safe about it. Needless to say, we were more than a little peeved that nobody told us about this at the time, and to top it off, we had set up our base there for the time being and had already collected a fair bit of ephemera. Mages weren't doing business after a bit, so we had to collect and refine, but not sell it. And it really felt like we'd be there for the long haul. So the captain laid down her orders. Stay in the area until things cooled off, stay to the skies as much as we possibly could, do our job, and maybe even see if there was a way that we could help out. Turns out we could, though it was a bit of an accident. Admiral Bowman was up in the crow's nest one day, trying to collect or talk to some of her favorite sky beasties, when a small critter splatted against her back and started chewing on one of her scarves. Bowman carefully wriggled out of the scarf and watched the thing go to work and gnawing away at it. She coaxed it down to the deck, and so we could all see it, and the captain pointed out that the scarf was one that Bowman had bought in town. It had no interest in anything else to eat that we had, and it couldn't get enough of that scarf. So we took a risk, and we landed the stanza, with the odd critter in tow. And we got to the town, the thing was going wild, excited about how everything and everyone smelled, trying to chew on and lick all of it. And right strange, but you could see the cogs in the captain's brain spinning, and her giving that smile of hers when she knows she's right about something. Could these things see and smell and even eat the plague? Well, a couple days of some admittedly strange tests, and turns out the captain was right, as usual. It became apparent that one of these critters wasn't going to do the job, so a plan fell into place. Bosun Redblade found a way to make our engine to make that strange chewing sound that the critter made, and as we flew around, we ended up with a complete pile of these things, chewing and licking and rolling around in a scad of knickknacks that we purchased from Borgoto on our deck. When we felt like we had enough, we went back to town and just let them loose. Now, I'm not going to pretend that the next few days won't haunt me forever, but we'll also be proud of our victory. Those little things sorted the plague out in a bizarre fashion, to be sure, but they did so quite quickly. So the lesson, it seems, is that you never know where you're going to find a solution to something. It might not end up being pretty, but the win is the thing. So, here's a tune that the bosun wrote while we were in the drudgery I told you about. It's called Safer Sky, and I hope you enjoy.
Seen an earthly hell, so hear my tale, it's short to tell. There's not much to know, fool, to keep yourself well. You're safer a sky, me lads. Safer a sky, it so says I, though it's not much fun in the wind and the sun. At least you can breathe with your own two lungs. You're safer a sky, me lads. Do you miss the land that's white and green? Do you long for the earth and a pretty colleen? You may dodge the plague if you keep yourself clean, but you're safer a sky, me lads. Safer a sky, it so says I, though it's not much fun in the wind and the sun. At least you can breathe with your own two lungs. You're safer a sky, me lads. Grounders have to shelter inside to protect their faces they hide. For the plague they've got is the suffocating kind. You're safe for a sky, me lads. Safe for a sky, it's so, says I, though it's not much fun in the wind and the sun. At least you can breathe with your own two lungs. You're safe for a sky, me lads. Take no leave where darkness hides. Find yourself a land where none reside. Better to forage than to hear their sighs. You're safe for a sky, me lads. Safe for a sky, it's so, says I, though it's not much fun in the wind and the sun. At least you can breathe with your own two lungs. You're safe for a sky, me lads. Winds on high can steal your shout. The clouds' high wrath can knock you about. But the blight on land will take you out. You're safe for a sky, me lads. Safe for a sky, it's so, says I, though it's not much fun in the wind and the sun. At least you can breathe with your own two lungs. You're safe for a sky, me lads. Safe for a sky, it's so, says I, though it's not much fun in the wind and the sun. At least you can breathe with your own two lungs. You're safe for a sky, me lads.